My game of the year for 2021 was indeed this game, Returnal. It was a fantastic kinetic experience that just felt so great to play. And to this day, I also think Returnal has used the DualSense haptics the best, as every gun feels different to use and you get tons of cool feedback while you play. This game was also brutal and beat you down with oppressive enemies and sometimes unfair moments. You really had to dig deep inside yourself to beat this game. The 2.0 update changed the game for the better by adding in a save anywhere feature, and with some other fixes, the update made it the best version of the game. And now we got a surprise 3.0 update called Returnal Ascension that gives us a 2-player co-op mode, making the difficult game a bit more manageable with a friend. It also adds a new game mode called the Tower of Sisyphus. That is wave-based combat, and you have to climb the tower to see how far up you can get before you die. This is a very cool update, and it's free too. With the update, there are now 7 more trophies to collect, and you know what that means. We are crash landing the Platinum Hunter ship back on Atropos after we spent 80 hours before facing the brutal unknown. I hope all this time out of the combat hasn't made me too rusty. This is Platinum Hunters New Game Plus, the show where we take a look at DLC and add-on trophy sets, as well as games without platinum trophies. If you haven't checked it out yet, and you really are struggling with the main game, check out my Returnal trophy guide. It's not only covering the trophies, but giving you tons of tips to how to beat the game and how to beat the bosses. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more trophy guide videos just like this one, because you might just find your next platinum trophy. While the Ascension update introduces co-op to the game, our 7 new trophies all focus on the horde mode Tower of Sisyphus, which is single player. However, I really recommend playing the main campaign in co-op if you're having trouble with the game. It makes that campaign so much easier, as you have a chance to revive the other player when they go down. And of course, 2 blasters are definitely better than 1. But inside the Tower of Sisyphus, you are on your own. And to collect all these trophies, you'll need to run through it a number of times, collecting certain items and climbing up high enough. Thankfully, you won't have to collect all the scout logs and ciphers like the main game. Thank God. You will also play through some new cinematic scenes like the house sequences, so this guide is going to tell you how to get through those, so there are some spoilers, although I won't be telling you any of the story beats. So hop into your very first run to get the feel of this new mode and to get your feet wet. Eventually, through your first run though, whether you make it far up the tower or not, death will come to you, and you will get the trophy, Returnal Ascent. This trophy will be your participation award when you eventually die while climbing the tower. Each phase consists of 20 waves that are a balance of rooms with vicious enemies and moments of reprieve with upgrade rooms. Having all of the permanent upgrades found in the main campaign definitely makes climbing the tower much easier, as you will obtain more upgrades and consumables on every run. At the end of every phase on wave 20, you will fight the game's newest boss, Algos, this mountainous, one-eyed demon. Returnal is known for its great bullet hell bosses, and this one fits right in that pantheon. If you defeat Algos in his phase 1 form, you will get the trophy, the Watcher. In terms of relative difficulty to the other bosses in the game, I don't think Algos is very hard to defeat. The boss is pretty predictable with its attacks, and after you fight it enough times, you will find out that its sequence of attacks pretty much stays the same and comes in the same order every time. As well, Algos at this point in the tower has only 1 health bar, unlike the traditional 3 health bars that the campaign bosses have. That's for a good reason, as we cover our next trophy. Yes, during the first fight he will only have 1 health bar, but if you keep climbing up the tower through phase 2, you will fight Algos' second form. That form kicks in after you take down his first health bar, and then in his second form, it has some new attacks to surprise you. Well, when you get to the phase 3 boss fight after 60 tower rooms, you can get the Eyes Closed trophy for defeating Algos' final form. This bitch is like Frieza, and when you take out his other 2 forms, he transforms into its final form to oppose you. His final form is where it really turns up the bullet hell switch with more bullet walls, crazy beam attacks, and massive bullet hell spectacle finishers. You absolutely have to take advantage of your dash iframes in order to survive this onslaught. Don't try to dodge around the bullets and beams, dash through them, because you are the most safest mid-dash. Keep slathering on that damage sauce on his eye while maneuvering around his absolute spectacle of bullets. When you defeat Frieza's third form, Algos' third form, you will get the trophy. Just for your information, Algos has another form called Infinity Form when you complete 80 rooms, but I couldn't get that high up the tower while playing through this DLC. One weapon type that will definitely help you with defeating Algos or getting through any of the tower enemies is the Disgorgers. This is a new weapon type that you pick up in the form of a consumable, and you can get the Destroyer trophy when you demolish 100 enemies using these beastly weapons. They come in different varieties, but they all clap Xeno cheeks. These Disgorgers can only be used for a limited time, but they are very powerful enough to clear the whole room of enemies no matter who they are. You can even use them against Algos to satisfyingly bring down its health bar quick. You'll have to keep finding them during your tower ascents and using them till you defeat 100 enemies. The best place to get them is when you reach this dual door room right here. It will require an Atropian key to enter the left door, but once you opened it, you are guaranteed to grab one of these Disgorgers. Keep using this new weapon type to take down enemies until you pop the trophy. We have 3 trophies left that are all related to the mysterious hospital sequences and how to unlock those trophies. But hit that like button to let me know you are still here, and get ready for shit to get weird again. If you are familiar with the house sequences from the main campaign, you know how eerie and creepy those scenes were, and the new hospital sequences are no different. The suspense building in these scenes is still top notch and matches the ambiguous and atmospheric storytelling of the main campaign perfectly. After you die in your first run of the tower, you will be able to hop onto this hospital gurney and get the Broken, Restored, Empty trophy for completing your first hospital sequence. This trophy will pop whenever you complete this initial scene that nicely sets up your next goal for the next trophy. Now we will work towards getting the Empty Embrace trophy, and there are a few steps to getting it. There is a locked door that leads to a patient room that we need to open to get this trophy. This will require a gift in the form of a vase of 6 white poppies that you will need to collect in, you guessed it, the Tower of Sisyphus. These poppies can be found in safe rooms on various floors of the tower climb, and you can only collect 1 poppy per run. So you will need to do at least 6 more runs after your initial ascent to collect them. Sometimes these poppies can be found high up in the tower phases, so you will need to keep running the gauntlet until you have all 6. I'm not going to spoil what happens, but once you have all 6 in the vase, you will be able to open the locked door and collect the trophy. This acts as a soft ending for this mode, but just like the main campaign, there is another ending to reach. And this is where the final trophy for the Ascension update comes in. It's called Find Release, and there are a few things you need to know before you'll be able to collect this trophy. First, you need to have done all the things for the Empty Embrace trophy. That's not the problem. The real problem that is going to ail some people is that second, you will need to have completed all the house sequences from the main campaign, which essentially means you will have to complete the Sins of the Mother trophy. There is a whole section dedicated to that trophy in my Returnal trophy guide, but essentially it boils down to you completing the game, beating all the bosses, and collecting all the sundial pieces in the post game. That's gonna be a big bummer if you are struggling with the main campaign, but you'll need to persevere through that ordeal to get through this one. The last thing you will have to do is beat Algos' final form. If you have already bested the beast, you'll need to do it again one more time. Then after the run is ended, hop into the bed one more time, walk into the room and interact with the bed. Again, I'm not spoiling what happens, but this is the true ending to the DLC, and you will receive the last trophy you need in the process. And that's all the trophies you need to collect for the Returnal Ascension update. This new game mode essentially takes the already arcadey feeling game and distills it down to its most arcadey form. If you're a fan of the sheer arcade feeling that Housemarque's past games provided, you will be a big fan of this mode. It's a shame that there's no trophies related to playing in co-op mode, but that's okay. You will still have a great time with this new mode and enjoy grabbing these trophies. I hope this guide helps you grab all the new trophies and helps you scale this endless, oppressive tower just like Sisyphus did. And if you're still struggling with the main game, don't forget to check out my trophy guide video for that, as I'll help you get that platinum. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it or found it helpful, and I hope all of your trophy hunting expeditions are endlessly successful. See you guys in the next video, and peace out.